What's up guys, it's Enzo and we're back with yet another Mobile Legends hero guide. And this time is another brand new fighter, Khaleed the Desert Scimitar. In this guide, we'll talk about Khaleed's skills, best builds, emblem sets, and as well as some tips on how to play him throughout the game. So without further ado, let's go. Let's first talk about the preparation. For the item build, this is the build that I think is safe to use. Remember that Khaleed is still a new hero in the game, and that means we still need more time at using him so we can accord him builds and emblems that can maximize his full potential. I personally recommend this build because of the additional sustainability the Bloodlust Axe gives and the raised damage of Blade of Despair, which is a common item combination for fighters. I used the Festival of Blood talent from the fighter emblem so that Khaleed can be more aggressive between team fights while maintaining his sustainability. Execute is the spell you can use so you can secure kills. You can also use Retribution if you want to farm faster. Now let's talk about Khaleed's skills. But first, let's look at his passive. While Khaleed is moving, he accumulates a certain energy bar. When this energy is fully charged, Khaleed will have increased movement speed and will also enhance his basic attack. As you can see here, this enhanced basic attack of Khaleed from his passive gives him a slight dash to his target, and this attack leaves a pool of sand. When Khaleed is inside a pool of sand, he will gain additional movement speed, while enemies who are in this area of effect will be slowed. That is why, to maximize this effect, building movement speed items will quickly trigger Khaleed's passive from time to time. Take advantage of the speed up buff from the passive so you can quickly rotate around the map. When it comes to Khaleed's first skill, one thing you have to take note is that this is where his main damage is coming from. Khaleed whirls his scimitar to his nearby enemies. Upon hitting enemies, you can see that he can leap towards where your joystick is aiming and can also cast again. You can cast this skill up to 3 times, and each whirl of this skill can deal more damage, so remember that to hit enemies in each cast, so you can deal more damage to them. When using the skill, you have to make sure that you hit at least one enemy, including creeps and minions. So you can cast this skill again up to 3 times because you can only use this once if you hit nothing. When laning in the early game, always try to harass your enemies with this skill, if they are also alone in the lane. This first skill produces enormous damage in the early game, so try to take advantage of the skill, but not too aggressive, because like other heroes, Khaleed's weakness is crowd control skills, so you have to be aware of that in the game. You can also notice that on every dash, he receives energy, meaning you'll be able to activate and use his passive between his first skill casting. Khaleed's second skill is simple. When this skill is activated, Khaleed will regenerate his HP and receives the energy for his passive. This skill is insane as it regenerates more HP the lower your current HP is. This is very convenient as you no longer need to recall to your base so you can make your HP full again. When this skill is casting, the damage you receive from the enemies will decrease by half, which means this skill is also good for protecting yourself inside a team fight when your HP is low. But do keep in mind that enemies can cancel this skill by crowd control effect, so you have to prevent yourself from being in that position. As much as possible before using a second skill, wait for the enemy crowd control skills to be used. Also remember that you should not move while the skill is casting, as it will also cancel it. And now for Khaleed's ultimate. Khaleed will jump into a specific location. This skill will deal more damage to everyone on the path, but the target location will receive more damage and will also be stunned. The good thing about this ultimate, he can be immune to crowd controlling skills, which means you can use this ultimate to escape your enemies. The best use of this skill is when you have to respond to your teammates when a clash is happening. Entering a team fight with this skill will be very helpful for your teammates, as the skill stuns and deals decent amount of damage to the enemies if aimed at the right time. Obviously, Khaleed's skills are very simple and can be used without complicated combos. You need to practice to always hit your enemies with his skills at least every single time, because this guide focuses on Khaleed as an offlaner. Rotation when using this hero is still the same as the other fighters. In the early game, you must start by clearing offlane minions. This will make him level 2 easily. Try to take the gold crab as fast as you can and wait for the enemy in the bush. Khaleed is really good in the early game, so you can play aggressively from the start, but don't overdo it. A little farming is needed for Khaleed to sustain the damage given. You need to maintain the position in such sense so that after a gank initiation by a tank, you can follow him right up and finish the enemies with your combo. In a gank, you have the role to finish it, so position yourself accordingly. In the mid game, try to take some towers and always enter the gank last and finish everyone off. Help your carry and protect him from enemy assassins. Khaleed is a really good nightmare for assassins because of his second skill and passive. Try to solo push whenever you get the chance and deal massive damage, as Khaleed deals the best damage in the mid game. As for the late game, Khaleed is very strong but without defense items, so he could be easily killed. So don't initiate ganks alone and always stay with your tank. Chase and stun your enemies with your ultimate, and use the combos at the right time. Try to hide and mark your enemy carry and kill him. Since he is a new hero, we cannot conclude yet if Khaleed can be used in a funnel. As I said earlier, we need more experience at using this hero, so this guide's info like the item builds, emblem, and playstyles like laning may still change depending on what we're going to experience in the long run. So that pretty much ends this guide. So what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to visit yugatech.com/gaming for more news, tips, and tricks. It's your boy Enzo, and stay safe.